Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining. We are still getting a bunch of folks coming into the webinar, so I'm going to give it about 2 more minutes. We'll start in 2 minutes. Good afternoon, everyone. If you've joined, we are just waiting to get everybody else into the launch party here, so we will be starting in 1 minute. All right, I think we've reached critical mass, so we'll go ahead and get started. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the launch party. Thank you all for being here today. I am super excited to spend the next hour with you, and I really appreciate you all taking time out of your day to join us today. I hope you walk away from this session equally as energized and excited as we are in regards to the journey that we've been on and the journey that we're going to share with you today. So by way of introduction, I'm Holly Brown. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer for PCNA. I've been here about 9 weeks as of this week and couldn't be happier to be here. I come from a background of leading global commercial organizations for Fortune 250 companies, including Honeywell, Stanley Black & Decker, Lexmark International, and back in my early days in the office supplies industry at SP Richards. In all of those roles, I had the opportunity to really lead and strengthen our distributor partnerships, and I'm super excited to be able to marry that same responsibility here with the mission that PCNA has to be your easy and reliable partner. So with that, let's go ahead and get this party started. You will all be receiving party favors in the form of a post-webinar launch email that details out a really fun game that Nicole will spend a few minutes talking about in a little bit. And with that, if you're one of the first 5 to complete it, you will actually qualify to win our extended prize pack, which comes with some really great brands that we have. So I know it's going to include Skull Candy Bluetooth earbuds. I think it comes with an EcoKnit hoodie and some other things that Nicole will detail out a little bit later in the session today. So wanted to whet your appetite because there's some great prizes to be had today, and I know that you guys will all be paying close attention when she takes you through the demo in a few minutes, so you'll know how to actually do this and win those prizes. All right, so today is one step in the journey that we'd like you to join us in over the next couple of months. You hopefully notice our new background and our logo behind me here, and this branding that we've coordinated with the launch party. So this is our new platform that we're going to walk through today and do the demo of, but coupled with our new rebranding, which are both milestones in fulfilling our promise to you, our distributors, which is to provide an easy, reliable service experience and perfectly decorated products delivered on time, every time. So how did we get to where we are today? A little over a year ago, we went out to many of you, and I think some of you that are on the call today participated in the survey, where we asked you, how could we be easier to do business with, and how could we help you grow your business? And the overwhelming response that came back was that you needed us to be easier to do business with. You shared with us several things, but among other things, the pain points of being able to place orders in this industry today. We took that feedback very seriously. We went back and we actually did a deep dive into our internal structures, our processes and procedures, and started figuring out how that we could be easier to work with for each of you. Over the past year, our team has been working really hard to create an easier user experience on our web platform that you'll see today. And we've even partnered with you in delivering against the commitments that you're making to your customers, and we're now doubling down on that commitment to you. So I'd like to share a few ways in which we've been trying to listen and pivoting over the last year to meet your changing needs in new products and services. No doubt 2020 was a turbulent one. Not only did we all endure the global pandemic, but many of us experienced a steep, painful decline in our business, only to have a quick rebound at the end of the year. We know that with more vaccinations occurring across our nation and more cities and states opening up, that we will likely see sort of this up and down cycle over the course of the next couple of months. And that has been wreaking havoc with inventory continuity in the marketplace today. You all have told us that this inventory has been a big pain point. And so I wanted to let you know of a couple of ways that we are trying to mitigate those risks. One of them is that we've invested in an incremental $10 million worth of inventory on the most popular SKUs to make sure that we have deep stock to meet your needs. This is $10 million above and beyond what we would have normally invested. We've also invested in other areas. As most of the world started pivoting to working online a year ago in thousands of different locations, we knew that we needed to meet the marketplace where it was heading. So we launched a new service initiative called Perfectly Packaged, which provides decorative packaging and unlimited drop ships in a perfectly packaged box delivered to a lucky recipient. It was an incredibly successful debut that we launched back in December of 2020. And we actually did more drop ships in 2020, in December of 2020, than we did in all of 2019 combined. So we're going to continue to invest in this program, adding more gifts, and very shortly we'll be able to include snacks in those packages going forward. Turnaround is quick with delivery and service that you can count on. We know that your time is valuable, so we even launched an enhanced process last year for large orders. And we've actually given a response time, in many cases in less than an hour, to ensure that you meet your tight deadlines. And to prepare for further accelerated demand that we expect to receive in the back half of 2021, we've expanded our decorating capacity. We've made a giant leap forward in technology and simplification, but the best is yet to come. And you've told us that eco products continue to be important for you. So we've actually doubled down on our development across our eco collection. And to further our product leadership, we have new leading retail brands that'll be launching in both hard goods and apparel, including the launch of Untuck It, a premier apparel brand launching in the coming weeks. Whether you're a big distributor or a small distributor, you've told us that being efficient with your time is paramount. And we can help save time for you with our faster, more modern website that Nicole will take you through in a few moments, featuring quick access to expert service through chat and a responsive design that's optimized for both desktop and mobile users. We're so excited to share with you a new interface and this ability to search by brand, inventory levels, and price points, returning results that allow you to find more of what you're looking for faster. We've enabled online configuration of items such that you can quickly select color and quantity, choose decoration methods and locations, upload artwork from your computer or from the art library, and instantaneously create lifelike virtuals that you can share with your customers. This will save you time and less back and forth in the ordering process, giving you more control. This workflow also produces an accurate price quote for you, either decorated or blank. And one other thing that I want to mention is that we've also enhanced My Accounts to provide greater order visibility throughout the process. The consolidated ordering across Leads, Bullet, and Trimark, both online and offline, to cover the solutions across a wide array of categories, enables you to have a one-stop shop. Ease, clarity, and confidence with just a few clicks. Some of you may wonder if we'll include other brands, such as ETS, Trimark, and Journal Books. We are investigating and looking at how we'll evaluate including those going forward, and we will be back in touch regarding how we plan to do that going forward. Today, ETS is going to continue to operate separately. And now I'd like you to introduce you to Nicole Demchak, who is actually our marketing manager, but she's been one of the chief architects of this new site. So I'm excited to share some of this magic as she takes you through the demo. Nicole?
Thank you so much, Holly. I am so excited to get to share all of this with you today. This initiative has been a culmination of over a year's worth of customer brainstorms and research sessions and meetings to really determine what enhancements would really better help you in your day-to-day business and really overall make it easier for you to work with us. A team of over 150 individuals have been and are still working just diligently to make sure that we are going to bring you something that you would only expect from PCNA. And I'm truly honored to be able to walk you through all of that today. And I just am so excited to let's get started. Before we really move in and I highlight this website tip, I do want to remind you if you missed it, Holly did say that we are going to be giving away some nice fun giveaways. So as I'm going through, I'll give you a quick little tip on where you probably need to pay attention so that you can go ahead and do that fun game that we have coming out in an email after this. And then a reminder, if you were one of the first 5, you'll get that extended prize pack as well, which there's some really cool items in there. There's a cooler, a rocket book, and again, like Holly had said, a really nice pair of Skull Candy Bluetooth earbuds, as well as one of our really nice eco hoodies. So you definitely want to be one of the first 5 to get into that. So pay attention and I'll give you some tips when we get there. All right. Heading right in. Hopefully you have already been online this morning and seen how exciting we have a new site, and it's very clean and a lot different compared to what you were used to. And so we are hoping that you will get some things from this today and help you out a little bit. So the first thing I really want to highlight, you're going to notice if you didn't get to go to the site yet, you're going to have this website tip. And that website tip is going to basically remind you that we're asking everyone to reset their passwords this first time. And if you don't have a login, this would be the time I'm going to suggest that you go ahead, get that login set up and go forward with it. And the reason why is because what I'm going to show you today, there's about 90% of that really the benefits come from being logged in. You don't want to miss out on that. So don't forget, if you haven't gotten there, reset that password. If you were there this morning and didn't do it yet, go ahead and reset that password or start the login. Okay, so before I do anything, I'm going to go in and I'm going to sign in so we can see. All right, so now I'm in so we can all see those benefits. So really what you see right out of the gate is, again, that really nice, clean site. And the reason why we did this ultimately is because we all know from the previous site, we heard a lot of you said that you really did like our site and you liked working with it. But over the last year to 2 years, we did notice that more and more comments were coming in that we had a lot of tabs and a lot of navigation and a lot of links, and it was starting to become cumbersome to find what you were looking for. And we wanted to just, take a step back and clean that up. And so what we did in all of those research sessions that we had is really start to evaluate how do you work in all of your different ways. And also, what are ways that we can find those categories and lay out that information so you can get to it quicker and you know where you're looking for it. And so what I want to do right now, before we go into anything else, is just take a moment and go across the navigation from the left to the right, just so that you can see where everything is, because we know that the homepage is going to be that primary location that you're going to want to go to and just get those quick access points. So starting at the left, we have products. Products is going to always be in blue. You'll see it all the time. We did that so you can find it quickly. When you go in there, just as Holly had said, you'll see a very nice, clean set of categories. And the reason for that is because our site now includes bullet, leads, and Trimark. And just as she had said, we are still going to be reviewing and evaluating journal books and ETS. Another point that I'm not sure if she had mentioned, and I do want to make sure it's clear, is that Trimark Canada will be not included in this right now, but in the future, it's hopefully coming very soon. Right now, what you would do is have a quick link as well. So when we get to that point, you'll see that you can get there too. As you go down here, you'll see everything is nice and clean. We've even cleaned up those subcategories for you. So you're going to see your apparel right at the top, bags, backpacks, again, bullet and leads. And then if you go the whole way down, you're going to see eco-friendly. And I know Holly had pointed out eco-friendly. It's really important for us. And if you were not aware, any of the proceeds that go from those purchases, 1% does actually go to charities that support sustainability. So definitely an area to try and look out for. We know you have customers that want those. Heading into brands. So this is going to be that spot that if you really did like to work with just leads or just bullet, and you still kind of want to do that, you're not quite ready to go the whole way and search across, that's fine too. We have those available right here for you. Just as I had mentioned for Trimark Canada, this would be your quick access point. For the US, if you clicked here, it's going to basically just look like a landing page. And journal books and ETS are there as well for you. So those are quick link points for you. If you would click into any of these, what it basically does is it gives you that nice landing page look for leads, again, in the bullet and try mark. And this is an area that if you had that bookmark prior and you really still want to have a bookmark, this is where you're going to want to do that. And so I would suggest to make sure you do this pretty soon so that whenever you try to click that bookmark and the next time, it doesn't tell you that there's nothing there. Okay. Going over, we have featured brands. So if you did not know, we carry over 30 retail partners. And so we have a lot going on, and we want to make sure that you're recognizing which ones maybe have some newer items popping up, or maybe there's a point of the year that that specific brand is doing really well or does well for us. And we want to make sure that you're aware of it. So that you'll see here in featured brands. So we have right now Herschel, Skull Candy, Camelback, Arctic Zone, and Roots. Our new brands, this would be anytime we launch a new brand. So to Holly's point, we're going to be coming up with Untuck It soon, which is really exciting. And you'll see that here whenever that launches. And if you wanted to look, say maybe you know your brand that you're looking for, we've had it forever maybe, and you wanted to find it, you don't have to worry about it here. You could always go right down here to the See All Brands, and it's going to pull you up to an alphabetical order. And you can scroll down and see them all here. And a lot of these, when you click into them, they all give you really great information. Some will give you the true brand story behind them. I know High Sierra does that, as well as Alternative. Others give you quick tips and things along those lines. So these are always constantly changing. Make sure to check them out if you have them. The next two are new and clearance. I'm not going to click into those right now. We know what those are, but I will remind you that new, we are constantly updating those items for you. And I know you know that. So please make sure to check those out. Same with clearance. If you are looking for that clearance item, don't forget this area will now include that bullet, leads, and try mark. And then deals is going to be an area where I would say you want to check it out at least once a month. And the reason for that is because this isn't just going to be sales. This is going to include anything that would be a price drop to that sale to maybe those clearance items. So this is going to be that great area to make sure you can get bigger bang for your buck. Going over, we have tools and services. And so you can see we had tools and services in the last site, but we recognized that it was a little bit challenging to get to some of those areas. And so you can see really quickly here, we've cleaned it up to try and make this even easier for you to find what you're looking for. So on that far left, you're going to see those sales tools. You have customizable e-catalogs and build your own flyers. Now, these are going to be, again, those partnerships that we have with Zoom Catalog. So when you go in there, I would definitely suggest checking them out if you did not know we had this many. Last time I checked, I think there was over 50 or something. It's an insane amount, and our branding team consistently is bringing in more things for you guys. So definitely try to check it out, and you can customize any of these to put your logo and your spin on it where you would need to. You also have the ability to make your own. Custom websites is going to be our gifting site. And so this is going to be from the tools and services section, just an area that gives you more info. So if you have not set up a custom site with us, this is going to give you all of that information to really explain what it is. And they're really nice sites. It's a gifting curated site that we've provided for you of different items. And then you can customize it to put your logo, your contact information, and really share that with your customers as that discussion starter. They can even add items to almost like a cart, and then that comes to you so that you can go ahead and start those discussions with them. So this is a great opportunity for you. If you haven't used it, if you have, I would suggest continuing to use them. We still have it. We didn't forget about it. So this is where you can find all of that information. And the last one is going to be those sales toolkits. Now, if you are not familiar, we just started these pretty recently, I believe, and these are really, really cool. I think they're awesome. I have heard from a number of you in different research discussions and panel discussions that you really like to have that social sharing ability, and you want to give the different images, and you need maybe calendars, or you're really looking for that help. And so this is going to do that for you. The sales toolkits, there's 6 of them in primary categories, and then there's about 30 topics in total across those. And so what you can do is you can go into one of these. So for example, the 2021 employee, you can click into there, and then you can see a number of different topics that you could get the toolkit. And when you click that, it's going to give you a zip file of a whole slew of information, whether that's maybe for virtual events, there's a number of social images that you can put in different social areas. You can also have maybe a flyer or two. There could be an e-catalog, and then maybe there's a calendar to identify some different events that you would want to remember and point out. So definitely check those out. It's a really cool place that you can get some extra ideas for your customers. Okay, going into resources. Resources is exactly what it says. So these are your decoration methods, that really full explanation of what we offer, as well as the pricing. Your FAQs, so what's our order requirements? What's our artwork requirements? Do you have drop ship charges? Anything along those lines are going to be here. You have Idea Hub. If you have not gotten to visit it, please check it out. That's our blog. And when you go in, you can see a number of different topics and content. You can click across any of these and it gives you a whole slew of different topics and discussions that have been going on for those areas. And so I would definitely suggest checking it out, because these can also be shared. Finally, you have YPCNA. YPCNA, I would suggest checking out as well. There's a lot, if you can't tell, that I'm suggesting. And this is going to be that area. I'm just so excited for it, because we have so many new things coming for all of you, and we really want you to understand where our vision is. And so this is going to tell you that. And so when you come here, you can go and scroll down. You can see new website features. This is a reminder for the password. This is actually tips. So this is a good place that you might want to jot down. If you get that gaming email and then don't remember what I show you here shortly, this might be an area you can check out. You can go down whenever we have future webinars, you can sign up for them. And then further down, it's our promise, and it's any news and information that we are promoting. So if we have a new tool that comes out in 2 months from now, we would put it here, as well as maybe in a tips area, so that you won't miss it. Okay, finally, you have the services section, and this is exactly what it is. It's what other services do we offer for you? And the first one you can see is your electronic integration. This is going to be for any of our e-com customers who want to integrate our product information. You can do those downloads. You can also get the information from Promo Standards, which highlights the standardization for product information across the industry. Below that is going to be WorldSource. When you click into WorldSource, this is going to be for our direct imports. This would be your kind of semi-custom different pieces. It's called inline modifications, as well as full customization. You can do any of those starting a conversation right from here. All you would have to do is put in the form, and somebody will get in contact with you very quickly. And then the last area, to Holly's point, was Perfectly Packaged. This is our new exciting service that we just started at the end of last year, where you get a really nice special card included in the items that you select, a custom sticker, unlimited drop ships, and they start at that $8 per box. So a lot of information across that navigation up to here. The last one you'll see is contact. And so we heard loud and clear that you needed to be able to contact us. And so you wanted to have those. So we tried to make this as easy as possible for you, where now you can see there's one phone number and one email. And that's because you now have one PCNA phone number for leads, bullet, and Trimark, and also that one email that if you have a question, you can reach out just that way, and we'll be able to answer you for those pieces. If you needed a quicker answer, I would definitely suggest try out the chat. We do now have chat. It's down across the bottom right here, chat with an expert. And this, you would just have to click it. It'll start. And now I'm in the queue. I'm going to close out pretty quick because they'll think I'm waiting. But you'll be able to leave and you can say, no, I'm ready to go. Our chat experts are going to be available from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. So that's available to you anytime throughout you're searching through the site. All right, so let's get further in, because there's just so much to show you, and I'm just really, really excited about these next pieces, and we want to get you those game tip pieces. Going down below, you have your homepage. The rest of your homepage, excuse me. And this is going to really be just additional tips, information that we really think that would be necessary for you to see. So take a look at it anytime you get a chance. This is going to be your trending right now, blog article entry points for those newest articles, as well as additional entry points for those resources that we have. So getting into the meat of it, we have right here where you can see, that's our search bar. And it's in the middle of the page, and we did that purposely because we've heard loud and clear from all of you that you need to get to your product and you need to get there quickly. And the majority of you like to do it by search. And so we said, all right, we'll put it right here and make sure that you can find it pretty much anywhere you go. You're going to have that ability, and you'll see why here in a minute. But what we can do here, to Holly's point, is this is now going to search across all of those brands. So Bullet, Leads, and Trimark. You can put anything you want in your search term, brand, if you have the SKU, product, category, anything you have, you can put it right here. And then these areas over here are actually additional filters that we've just brought right to the forefront for you. We've heard that that quantity and that inventory is so very, very important. And that makes sense because you're trying to fulfill these orders very quickly. And so we wanted to make sure you had a way that if you knew that quantity, you could put it in, and we're just going to do the work for you and give you results that are only showing you colors that at least, or items, excuse me, that have at least one color with that quantity. And then you can even take it a step further and you can put the price. Now, I will point out that if you didn't have the quantity or you don't have the price, that's okay. It will still search. So let's say I take that out and I could just do for duffels. And I believe it's going to come up with about 103. Yeah, I thought it was 108, 103. So that's a lot of results to try and go through. And you could do your standards. So this is our new search results page. You could still sort, you can filter, or I could just keep scrolling down and see what there is. But if I needed to get there faster, let's say I have that quantity, or maybe even a roundabout idea. I could do something like this, where I'm saying a quantity of $2.50 between $5 and $15. And now I'm going to get down to a much smaller set of items. So now I'm down to 27, which is a lot faster for me to be able to look through. Now, when I go through here, you can see you have your brand icons. And there's some leads. So they're really easy to find. We're going to go into a product now and take a look, because our product detail pages have also had a facelift. So what you can see here is you now see two tabs. And what this really is the first tab is going to be everything that you're used to seeing from the previous site. That's your product information, your colors, your pricing. High-res images are over here if you need to download them. Your second tab is going to be configuration. And so that it might be an area where you're going to want to pay attention to for those emails. And that is really just configuring an order. We're going to get you down to an estimated quote as quickly as we can, and we're going to do the work for you. Okay, so product overview, very quickly, a high level on this. We're going to see at the very top your explanation. Colors, if you click, this is a really nice feature in my eyes, is when you click the color, you're still only now seeing the colors that are available for that picture. Which before you used to have to scroll through everything still to find them. So that's really nice. Your pricing, you have now decorated and blank, which we had before. You also have your coded and your net. A reminder, you will not see net if you are not logged in. So if you're logged in, you'll see that. If not, this banner right here won't show up. Additionally, if you have any kind of special pricing with us, if you are one of those customers, you might see that as well, dependent on what level you have with that, with your company, excuse me. Check inventory is going to be here. We have estimate shipping, add to project, and then share product. So very similar to what we had before, but now they're nice big that you can see them. When you keep scrolling, you'll see the product information, and you're going to see that explanation again. And that's really just from the top. That's this portion, but the expanded version. So if you would click on see details, it's going to drop you down further on the page so you can see everything. That icon here, you'll see it if that item is a sure ship available piece. And just as a reminder, we do have that available for you when you need it, or also the 3-day turn when you need it. And so you'll see that on the majority of our products. Further below that is going to be our shipping cases. So this, obviously, you need that for all of your estimations. You have downloads and documents. We've had asks in the past for Well, is this going to be the art template? Yes, these are where your art templates are going to go. These would be where any flyers are going to be for, let's say that item specifically that you're looking at is included in a flyer or an e-catalog. They'll be there as well. And then specifications, these are based by category. So you can see I have checkpoint friendly, closure type is a zipper. There's one compartment in this piece and there's an adjustable shoulder strap. So based off of that category, this gives you kind of some additional features that you might not catch in that product description. And then further below is going to be your decoration methods. This is that nice, cleaner view of our decoration. We heard you loud, loud, loud and clear. That decoration was really challenging for you to follow with us. And we don't want that because we're in the industry to sell decoration. So we've cleaned it up for you. Now you can see a nice, clean explanation of what we're calling them, what it does. You can also see the pricing, if there's going to be a run charge, and you can also then see what the suggested locations were going to be right here. So going back up, we'll get into the fun part, and this is the configure my order. So you might want to pay attention. It's pretty easy though, because we've made it that easy for you. So what you'll do is you'll go to configure order when you're logged in only. So you will not be able to use this if you are not logged in. And that is one of the biggest reasons I would suggest please consider getting a login. And if you are, the one point that I did forget earlier, I apologize, is if you are one of those bigger companies with lots and lots of sales reps and you only have the one account, that's okay. You can all still have your own login. You're all going to link back up to the account level in our side, but you can all still have your own logins, which is fantastic now. So you have that configure order. You can select the color. So we're going to do green. I can put my quantity and I'm just going to follow the directions. So if I click next, it's going to ask me, do I want it blank or do I want it decorated? If I click blank, I can stop right here. I can add to my cart. I can move on. I could save to project, which we'll talk about here in a minute. And I can even see the detailed pricing. So it's going to show me I did color. Here's my quantity. Here's blank. There's my subtotal. So I see subtotal, subtotal. It even gives down what the estimate price would be per product. If I wanted decorated though, I can click decorated. And now what we've done is we've tried to lay this out even easier for you. So now you just have to follow through what you're looking for, and we're going to do the math for you. You don't need to do any of that calculation on your own. So you'll see also we'll have a recommended, and that's not saying that these two are any less inferior. It's just saying that this one is the one we know most people tend to use. So we're going to recommend that as well. If I click though, you can see very quickly, if you pay attention to this total down here, it's going to change as I click. And then I can keep moving. It's going to ask for artwork ready, yes or no. If I don't have the artwork, I could put this here. And what it'll do is it's really just going to say, hey, you can't do the add to cart just yet, because currently we're only wanting to take fully finished decorated orders online, but it'll still give you that estimate that you could keep moving from there. If you did have the artwork, you'd click yes. And now you have the choice of either doing the art library or from computer. The art library, if you are not familiar or didn't realize, we do carry all of your logos from your previous orders for the last 18 months. And that is all can be found in your My Account section. So as you're logged in, those would all link here as well. You could click it and just select that logo that you needed, or you could do from the computer. And so I'm going to pick this one. And there it's showing me, saying non-production art here. That really, all that's saying is just an indicator to say, hey, you've never used this logo before, or we don't have record of using that logo before because you're uploading it from your computer. And so whenever you submit that order, we'll just have to do a quick check through our art department to make sure that it's okay. You can also select the color. So you could, if you wanted to estimate it, this would be especially helpful if you did not have that artwork and you just wanted to get an idea what the run charges. And then you can select where you want it decorated. So here you could put centered on pocket. That's the only one we have available. You can click next. And then what it's going to do is pull up a very nice quick virtual for you that allows you to save that image right here. If it had white space around it, say I wasn't using a white logo, I could actually click over here and remove the white background. I will point out that this is currently maxing out to the full size. And so we've recognized that, and there's going to be additional enhancements to this over the coming months. But for right now, what you could see is if this didn't satisfy what you were looking for to share with someone, you could definitely still request a pre-sale virtual right here. So either way, it still allows you to keep moving. Say you did need something maxed out though, perfect, it looks great. I could save that image. It's going to give me a nice quick presentation piece. And I could share that PDF. Again, I can see detailed pricing in multiple places. I can add to cart. So if I add to cart right now, it's going to give a nice green bar up at the top, and it's going to just acknowledge, hey, I've placed this order. I could click there, or I could click up at that top. And now I see it's in my cart. I see quickly it's lime, 250, and it has the artwork that I had put. The approved here is not saying necessarily that it's approved. It's saying that you're pretty close. It's basically, it's run it through all of the qualifications that it would need to be uploaded. So you've already met those requirements for your DPI pieces. And if you notice, this is estimate. So this is not a final quote. This is going to be estimate. And what we did here is we wanted to make sure that you were still as close as you could get. So here, if you wanted, say you wanted to get even closer of an idea, you could put in your zip code, estimate that shipping cost, and now it is a quick calculation with one of these and this number to tell your customer, hey, heads up, this is how many we have, or this is how much we have. And then you could check out. So I'm going to go through a Trimark piece very, very quickly. One, so that you can see that configuration one more time. But two, just so that you can see that Trimark also, this is really great because we know that you have to deal with sizes. And so a few things that we missed in the first one would be this here. We did not forget that inventory is super important. And so now on every product list page, you have check inventory. Again, when you are logged in, this is what's going to show. So it'll actually show you when it was last updated, which as of right now was 2:25 Eastern Standard Time. And it's going to show how many pieces I have of every single size. You can also add to project, which we'll get there in a minute, but that's where another entry point for that. And so when you go in, again, remember that we do have those sizes the whole way from 3XL for women to 5XL for men's. And so that's a lot of sizes that you might be trying to manage and a lot of different prices. Good news for you, it's all sizes, all one price. And so even though that still makes it easier, we wanted to take it an easier step further than that. And so now all you have to do is add in your quantities. And as you can see, it's totaling those up as I go. And it always stayed $13.95 per product. So finishing up that configuration, we're going to do it one more time. I select decorated. I can now see my decorated pieces. I'm going to pick this recommended just because I have that artwork ready. If I didn't, I would still be able to get my estimate. I could use the art library, or I could still use that piece here. And this, again, like I had said, this identifies just an extra kind of check for you. If you had maybe 3 colors, this is going to total up if there was additional run charges. And here's a good example. You can see all of the different decoration methods available for this. So again, you'll see recommended up here. Again, these are saying, it's not saying any of these are wrong. It's just saying we know that's the one that's usually most widely used. And then there you go. You're going to get that nice piece. I could save that image. I could remove the white background. I could add to cart or request the pre-sale virtual, or I can save to project. And so we're going to save to project here. And why I kind of was holding off. Save to project is really exciting for me. I looked at it as it's idea board on steroids. And so this is an area, it's going to tell you that it was added, and then you can find it right here when you're logged in. So it's actually pulled it out as a quick access for you. And what this is really those idea boards for you when you're either starting a project, or maybe you've been notified by a customer that they're in need of something and you wanted to kind of get that presentation together. This is that starting presentation tool for you. And so what you can do is you can add to project from those multiple places you saw, from product list page, your product detail pages. And what it does is it starts to add all of those items into one nice set for you. I can edit the project here. I can create a new project. I picked this get outside, so I'm going to go into there just so you can see it. And this is where it gets really fun, and why I say it's kind of takes it that next level. It's on steroids. Is it's going to show all of those items that I've possibly been adding. But then what I can do from here is I can either send all of these products to a flyer. So I can send them through Zoom and make a presentation. And I can show you one more time where to do that. I can send it here, and you should be able to send it from the other area. And then you also can configure from here. So everything we were just going through on those product detail pages, say I wanted to do this really, really quickly, and I started in the thumbnail area of those product list pages, and I just clicked the little button. And then maybe later I wanted to just come back in here and configure a few items. You could definitely do that. But the really nice thing is if I already configured and then add to project, it's already done. It held everything for me, and I can add to cart, and I'm off to the races, which is huge when now I've sent information to a customer. My customer's gotten back and said, hey, I really like that Thor Triton sport bottle, and I really like this energy duffel. Go ahead with those two. I don't have to redo all of that. I could just jump in here, click add to cart for both of those, and I'm on my way. Really saving you time. So again, if I go back to that first area where I'm going to view all of my projects, I can send to Zoom even from here. So you have 2 entry points for sending to Zoom here. And then also if I clicked in and selected again to the top, and that really allows you to do those nice presentations with your information on it, and getting that information started. And that again goes across bullet, leads, and try marks. So a really exciting piece for us. Okay, what we're going to do now is go into the account section. And I want to highlight some other areas that, of course, again, if you do not have that login, you're going to miss out on. So please, please try to remember to either reset that password or create a new login. What you can do here is you can either go from the drop down, and you can see all of your entry points here. And this will be anywhere across the site. Or what you'll notice is because I clicked here, I'm actually already in the account section. And I wanted to point that out because we've had a couple questions come up on a little bit of a confusion. So I'm already in the account section because I clicked in here. And so I can just go up to the very top one, and we can go through these. Now my orders is going to be really important for all of you. This is going to track any orders that you do with us. This should be now tracking anything that you would currently have in queue as well. So those would come over. And what you can see is you'll have in progress, any issues. If I click that, it's a quick filter that gets me down to those items. And this is really saying, hey, there's something going on with this. We're going to be in contact with you, just so that you're aware that something's happening. If I go to completed, this is showing me everything that has been completed. I can go open it up. I can see the business unit. I can see what item it was. I can view the details. So all the way down to the decoration information if I had it. And then I can order again. So this is really great for those customers that you might have that they do that one really big order every year. You could just go in here, search by their PO, one click. All you have to do is change the quantity and maybe the color if they wanted, and you're on your way again. To view the shipping links, you'll also have your tracking. So that's all available in here as well. And so again, if you clicked in progress, it's showing I have 25 running right now. For the My Account details, this is going to be that information that really just highlights your company, right? So your first area is going to be your company information. This area you cannot edit. And the reason for that is because this is normally attached directly to that account level. And so again, you can tell right from here, this is a perfect place to explain that if you are from one of many in a larger company, you would see your company's information here that an admin would then have to request the change through our internal systems, or you'd be able to then save your own information that everybody else in your company can't see. So you'll see your information to say, hey, we know you're associated with them. And then here is your shipping addresses. And so this is a nice area that you can just save those addresses that maybe you frequent a lot. I have, home office is, as an example, we know everybody's working from home these days. And so that might be one that you want to have samples going to you very quickly. You don't want to type it out all the time. You can set that as your default. You can also add in those other customers maybe that you have frequently, and then you don't have to worry about digging for their info all the time. The one thing I will point out, the shipping addresses does not mean drop ships. As of today, we will not be doing drop ships for online orders. We're hoping that will be coming in future months, but as of right now, that's something that we are not taking online for those online orders. You would still have to place those through your previous options, which would be through email with a PO. And then last, you have personal details of changing that password, which was exciting to me, I felt, because we didn't have that before. My projects is the area that we just talked about. So again, you can see if I click it, I'm right back to where I started. My art library is the same that we were talking about before. So this is where that's going to house all of those logos that I had used in past orders. And that would be up to that 18-month mark. And so you're going to see production art here. So we talked about this a little bit before where it said non-production, and now you see production. This is saying, hey, yeah, you've used this. And if you use it again, you're good, because we already know it's good for you. We just have to put it on that piece. So that's what that means there. You also have an entry point here as well for those My e-catalogs and those flyers. And so if you remember, we talked about those right up at that tools and services area. But the benefit to doing it here, I would say, is that now whenever I start going and customizing those pieces and looking at them, what this does is it actually saves them for me. So as long as I'm logged in, it's going to save those flyers and those e-catalogs down here. So now I don't have to redo them again. Again, keeping in mind that ease of use and wanting to try to reduce the amount of times you have to do something over and over. So you can see I made one earlier of Life of Fun on the Run. And now it's here and it's been there for the last few days in my test environment and now on my live site, which is very exciting. And the last piece that I wanted to really focus on today was the My Custom Websites. So again, we had spoken about it a bit on how you can find that gift information on that gift site in the tools and services. But this is another area that maybe you already heard enough, you wanted to do it, and you just need to go ahead and get it done. All of that information is in the login section. It used to be a bit cumbersome. It was a few extra steps and different screens. Now we've put it all on one screen. You can go through. All you have to do is add in the information that you would want. So you can see I've said I want to show product price, my store theme. I added a fun company logo of pretend of my daughter's artwork. And then you would save it. And then you can also choose to put contact details. And so let's say I've finished all of this, right? You've done all of it. You want to check to see how it looks. So I can actually visit that site. And now you can see, it's going to take a minute, but this is what I would send to my customers. So I would send my link. It has my pretty logo of my child's artwork. And this is what that gift site would be. So you can see that curation of products that we've already done for you. We've put that really nice messaging around for you. You don't have to do any of it. All you have to do is share it so that your customers can start finding information. And then what they would do is they would add to a wish list, which is kind of what I had talked about earlier with that cart. You can add to wish list here. It's going to add it up. And then what would happen is they would end up getting a notification sent over to you. So again, you can see that this is really, really nice. nicely laid out. This updates, as of right now, I believe it's every couple months. So it focuses around like when you hit gifting season and time frame, all of this will update again. And you can see my contact information is at the bottom. That is everything that I really wanted to show you today. There's just so much to go over. And so I know it is a lot to take in. Hopefully you caught the little tips on the configure for that game that we were talking about. That information will come through after this webinar, so keep an eye out for it. That is really exciting. And again, if you're in the top 5 individuals to complete that, you get that extended prize pack, which has some really cool pieces in it. The last thing I wanted to just remind you is don't forget the login. If you didn't hear me the last 15 times I said it, logging in is so very important. We've done so many tools for you and adjusted things that we want to make sure this is easy for you. And we are so very excited for you to use the tools, and we want you to get those best benefits out of it. So logging in is going to give all of that to you. So make sure you log in. And I think that would be everything. Back to you, Holly. Hopefully I covered it.
Awesome. Thanks, Nicole. Appreciate that. Really exciting new features and new user experience. So I'm going to reiterate it one more time, is just please make sure that you do log in, because you wouldn't want to miss the customization parts of being able to use every feature on the site. One other thing that I'll mention is that I noticed during the Q&A, I've been monitoring the Q&A that the team has been responding to. There's been a lot of questions around custom sites. If I have a custom site, did it migrate over? And the answer to that is yes. You just need to log in with your specific information to be able to access those. So please go ahead and do that and make sure that you've reset your password and logged in accordingly. So with that, I'm really looking forward to hearing your feedback on how you like the new sites and the new features. I am looking forward to engaging with all of you. I've only had the opportunity to meet a few of you in the short 9 weeks that I've been here, but certainly looking forward to meeting the rest of you and hearing your feedback about what you like on the site, what's relevant to you, how you're using these new features. So by all means, please give us that feedback. It'll only make us better. So I hope that you can see that we are gearing up for what we expect to be a really great back half of 2021. Today is a big day for us, but it's one day of many to come for all of us on our collective journey. So we are going to continue to work to earn your business each and every day and aspire to be your supplier of choice. I really want to thank you all for your time today, for your attention during this launch party, and most of all for the feedback that will ensue, after this ends. I look forward to sharing more of these launches, enhancements, and investments designed to provide you with an easier experience in the near future and our future conversations. Because what we do together is more than just deliver promotional products. Together, we inspire pride. And that's the PCNA promise, to inspire pride with every brand impression. Thank you so much. This session has been recorded, and we will be sending this out afterwards today. Have a great week. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.